we're going to flip it over to Mr. Floor, talk about how regular use of your wood floor cleaner, and it's the blue bottle in the middle if you're watching on Facebook, how that actually extends the life of a wood floor. Because Joe, before you became part of the show, used to clean wood floors with oil and vinegar, right?
Oil and vinegar would make a salad, but...
Well, no, vinegar and water, yeah.
So we know what you mean.
What was it? It was vinegar and water.
You're making salad dressing, sweetie.
Did I say oil?
Igor,
I meant water and vinegar. My bad.
So Igor, there really was not a viable product that was good for everyday cleaning of wood floor.
Right.
Especially when the finish is new, right? I think it's within the first 4 months or something, you're not supposed to do anything. Is that correct?
Right, because you're really technically supposed to allow the finish to cure before you really start to aggressively use it or clean it.
So before, when you get a new floor, you're not supposed to wash it for how long?
Not aggressively.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not aggressively, yeah. So polyurethanes, depending on what type you're using, can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days to fully cure.
Oh.
And a lot of that is predicated on the species of the wood, how many coats have been applied, temperature, humidity, all of those sorts of things, air movement within the home, all of that can affect how quickly polyurethanes will cure. So they're dry to the touch, and you can walk on them and you can put your furnishings back, but they're not at full strength until the chemistry of it really is fully
I know
cured.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
now, my grandma used to clean everything with vinegar. No, so our floor guys said, no, you wait the 6 months or whatever, and you clean it with vinegar and water.
Right. So it's a huge, really problem in our industry, and that is people think that vinegar is a great way to maintain wood floors. And although vinegar is a disinfectant, if it's used properly, the problem is it's very aggressive. And so when we would tell our clients, before we developed our line of cleaning products, we would tell our clients, use a capful of white distilled vinegar into a bucket of water. So in their mind, they would say, well, if a capful is good, then a cupful must be really
That's how
good.
my mind works.
Right? Yeah. That's most of us, right?
What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely. So, so the problem that we started seeing really is we would finish somebody's floor, and inevitably, in a very short period of time, we would receive a call with the following. There's something wrong with your floor. And we would say, well, what is wrong with our floor? Well, it's dull. I can't keep it clean. It smudges, and on and on and on. And so we would come out and we would, initially sort of think, well, we must have done something wrong because this floor shouldn't be looking this way in such a short period of time. We then realized that we would have to ask the following question, and that is, what are you cleaning your floors with? Mm-hmm. And inevitably, it was a bucket of water and vinegar, or Murphy's oil soap, or a concoction of things.
Whoa. Why isn't Murphy? Because I used to clean my floor with Murphy oil soap when I had a condo. Why isn't Murphy oil soap good?
And I don't want to single Murphy's oil soap
or
out.
that type of product.
So why?
No, I use it too. No, or that type of product.
So here's really the crux of it all, is that when you use products that contain oils or waxes in them, they will, in essence, and we've talked about encapsulation earlier in the program, and what you're basically doing is you are encapsulating or trapping any microscopic dust and debris on the surface of your floor. Yeah. So let's say you mix up a bucket of water, throw a little vinegar, a little Murphy's, a little whatever you're going to put in there, and you clean the floor.
That'd be crazy to putting all that stuff in there.
Well, you'd be surprised. So
David would throw some olive oil in there.
Well, that'll really make your floor look interesting. But what you're basically doing is you're not really cleaning the floor. All you're doing is coating over it with these oils and waxes. And every time you clean, you in essence wind up creating more and more residue. Well, what that residue does is it translates into really an abrasive surface, because you've now entrapped and encapsulated all of this dust and dirt onto the surface of your floor. You now start, you're using your floor, so you're walking on it, you're doing whatever you're doing.
Scratching it.
And in essence, you are scratching it. You're actually sanding the floor. So a floor that's supposed to last 7, 10, 15 years in very good, it's supposed to look good. It's supposed to remain in good condition. Now, all of a sudden, 3 to 5 years in, the floor looks completely dull, completely lifeless. And a lot of times what we find when we walk into a home is we'll see that condition, and we know exactly what the client is doing, and it's all, most of the time, I shouldn't say all the time, but most of the time it's related to incorrect maintenance. Mm-hmm. And you rub your hand across the floor and you get all the smudginess on your fingertips. I mean, you can kind of tell there's something on that floor, there's something on the surface. And what our products are designed to do is not to leave anything behind. They dry crystal clear. They don't encapsulate anything. So in essence, we are not encapsulating or entrapping that dust. We're actually removing that dust and all of that debris off the surface of the floor. With the technology that we have built into our cleaning product, we're actually changing the surface tension of dirt, transferring it onto the cloth. You then wipe it off. You're actually physically removing it off the surface, and you're not sanding the floor by encapsulating it and then walking and scratching and sanding your floor.
So do you have to? So I've got a bottle of your Mr. Floor Cleaner in my hand right now.
Yeah.
So do you take it, spray it on the floor? You can tell how much cleaning that I do in my household. Do you take it and spray it on the floor and then just go behind it with a mop, or do you have to dilute it?
That's exactly it. There's no need to dilute it. It is all 100% pre-mixed, ready to go. We want you to dispense it out of the spray bottle, even though we sell gallon refills.
Right.
So you can go to MrFloor.com. You can order it online. There's a great auto ship program where you don't have to worry about ordering it regularly. You can just set it and forget it, type of a thing. But we still want you to use the gallon and fill up a spray bottle and just dispense it out of the spray bottle. You don't need to use a lot of product on the floor. Spritz it directly onto the surface. Use a flat microfiber mop, which is what we recommend. Dry, and then just wipe the floor with it, and you're done.
Now, a lot of kids nowadays, we got allergies, we got peanut allergies. Back in the day, in the 70s, when I went to grade school, I brought peanut butter and jelly sandwiches almost every day, cream cheese and whatever jelly sandwiches. This body was built on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Fritos. But now you can't even have a flip and bake sale without some kid having an allergy and having an allergy.
And it's a real issue.
It's a major issue.
Absolutely.
Is this any chemicals in here? Anything for anybody with children that have type of immune system challenges or allergies or anything like that? Is there anything in these bottles of any of your products that anybody has to worry about?
No. And as a matter of fact, the products are all completely non-toxic. They're all biodegradable. They're all designed with that in mind, and that is, you're spraying surfaces, you're wiping those surfaces. We developed these products over 15 years ago. We've brought it to market, available for retail over a decade ago. So, we initially had a need, and that is exactly what you were just saying, Joe. We had clients that were destroying our floors, blaming us for the way that the floor looked when, not that they were doing it maliciously, they were just cleaning it incorrectly. So we had a major re-educational effort internally, taught clients how to properly maintain it, developed this product line. We had a team of chemists working on it for over probably close to 3 years until we perfected it. And then we finally said, if it was good enough for us internally at Mr. Floor, let's bring it to market. So you can now, you'll see this in retail stores. You'll see it all over, the place. You can, buy it over the counter. You can go into the store and pick it up online at Mr. Floor. It's a great product. We have thousands of clients buying it, using it religiously. We have commercial accounts that use it in restaurants. So your favorite restaurant most likely is cleaning their hardwood floors with our cleaning products. It's really been a huge success for us. And it's designed with value preservation in mind. And it's something, you talk about on your show all the time.
Sure.
Let's educate the client. Let's educate the consumer. How do we maintain value? How do we increase value? How do we retain value? Well, if you're going to spend $10,000 putting in your brand new floor and then you're going to destroy it because you're going to allow your cleaning person to use a bucket of water and God knows what else inside that bucket, that floor doesn't stand a chance, and it's not going to last. So we recommend strongly, if you're going to make that kind of an investment, use the cleaning product. We are seeing an average of 30 to 50% extension in life of that floor and of that floor surface if you're religiously using our cleaning products.
312-591-8900, WLSDavid.com. And you might see Igor early morning on cable news. He's all over the place on cable news with all of his products. That's the guy who's in studio.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's selling a ton of it on cable.
So I know I goof around about the value of that wood flooring when people don't choose it.
Sure.
But that's true, Igor. There really is nothing else out there. The ones that they advertise, I'm not going to say their names,
Yep.
but that's more for a laminate or some other engineered product.
They're all-purpose cleaners, Joe. That's the difference.
Exactly
so we
right.
have an entire lineup here, and you can see they're all different.
No, that's why I'm saying you could throw the rest of the stuff out. And
you really like our wood floor cleaner.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's different, right? It's because the other stuff is meant for all-purpose.
That's
so
right.
you're doing a laminate, you're doing
vinyl, you're doing tile,
exactly.
You're doing stone. So we have 6 different products designed to do 6 different jobs and do them effectively. So what's good for a wood floor may not be good for a tile floor or vice versa.
Oh,
right?
no, I understand that. I'm saying the wood product cleaner is different in the marketplace.
Yeah, we feel it's significantly different.
Right.
And the chemistry is different. The technology is different. You know, you'll never see on any of our bottles, it'll kill 99.9% of anything. We're not looking to kill anything, okay? Because by doing that, we have to put harsh chemicals in it. What we're looking to do is simply change that surface tension, making it removable off the surface, and then just allow the cloth to come through and wipe it up and remove it off the floor
Makes
or
sense.
off the surface.
Right.
And that's it. And then transferring that dirt away from your floor extends the life of the floor, gives it more vibrancy, is good, you know, sort of if you do have children with allergies or whatever the case might be, now you don't have those allergens sitting on the surface, locked in underneath layers of oil and wax, you know, from use of other products. So
People want to reach you. Hang on, we're going to drop this one more time.
Come before